Hello everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining me. This video is for earth signs, for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are one of those, you are in the right place. And it can be sun, moon, or rising. So we're going to take a look at June 2020 for all of you earth signs. We just moved from Taurus season at the end of May into Gemini season. So we moved from an earth sign into an air sign. We're going to be in Gemini season for most of June 2020. The final week we switch from Gemini season into Cancer season. So we'll be moving from air to water at the end of the month. So for you, earth signs, we're going to take a look at your month ahead. I'm going to give you the important dates for this month, but also I want to let you know that if you decide to come join me over on Patreon this month, the link is going to be in the comments below to my Patreon page, and if you decide to donate on any level, you're not only going to get that content, but I'm also going to donate 100% of my proceeds from Patreon this month to charitable organizations to help end racism in the United States. So just know that whatever dollar you decide to spend with me on my Patreon page, outside of the fees that Patreon takes, of course, 100% of that is going to go to charitable organizations this month for June 2020. So, and if you just want to donate for this month, you can also cancel your subscription after this month. I hope that you choose not to, but that's always an option. So if you want to just donate for 1 month, that's possible as well. And that's going to be on my Patreon page, link below in the comments. So earth signs, we start this month off on the 5th of June with a full moon in Sagittarius with a lunar eclipse. So welcome to June. So that's going to be the first occurrence, the first big date. And then the second week is a little bit more calm. Then once we hit the third week, we're going to see Mercury go into retrograde on the 17th. So I just want to speak to all the planets that are going to be in retrograde throughout the month of June as well. Back at the end of April, we saw Pluto go retrograde, and that's going to be in retrograde until, I think, like October. And then in May, we saw 3 more planets join Pluto, with Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn all going retrograde around mid-May. And now we have Mercury going retrograde on the 17th of June. So for a little while here, for the month of June, you're going to see 5 planets in retrograde. So this is just a time to really slow down with the themes that each of these planets embody. So Pluto's main theme is death, dying, transition, change. And actually, when it goes retrograde, it makes these things a little bit more softer. So there's the positive in retrogrades as well. Then the next planet to a retrograde after that was Saturn. Saturn is all about karma and challenges. And then we saw Venus, which is all about relationships and love and intimacy. And then we saw Jupiter go retrograde after that, and that's all about good fortune and luck. And now we have Mercury going retrograde, which main theme is communication. So when these things happen, it's just the universe asking us to slow down, to review, to reflect, to think back. This is a great time to refresh, to rejuvenate, to just really reflect on those areas of your life. I mean, we've all kind of had some downtime, but that's going to continue until fall with those major themes. So not Mercury and Venus retrograde. Mercury retrograde is only about 3 weeks, and then Venus is actually going to come out of retrograde this month on the 25th. So we're only going to have 5 planets in retrograde for a little bit, from the 17th into the 25th this month, and then Venus is going to move direct on the 25th. So On the 20th, though, this is like the most important day of the month. I just really want to earmark this for you. We are going to have the new moon in Cancer. We are switching from Gemini season into Cancer season. We also have the summer solstice on that day, and it's a solar eclipse. So, if I forgot to mention, June is also eclipse season. Like I was saying, that lunar eclipse with the full moon is now, you're going to see a solar eclipse on the new moon this month. Excuse me. So now, like I mentioned earlier, we have Venus going direct on the 25th. So that's your important dates this month. Make sure to mark your calendars, as June 2020 is sure to be an interesting one. All right, my Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your month ahead. Okay. Oh, we're going to start off the month with the Five of Pentacles, into the Ace of Swords, into the Emperor, into the Lovers, to the High Priestess, to the Four of Swords, into the Two of Cups, and closing the month off with the Eight of Cups. Wow, Earth signs, this is a really interesting month for you. You have 1, 2, 3 major arcana, so some very big themes that are going to be coming into play for you this month. And also it looks like some romantic relationship stuff is going to be coming up for you, Earth signs. So let's dive in and take a look. At the beginning of the first week, Earth signs, we have the Five of Pentacles. I'm feeling for you, Earth signs, you might really be coming in feeling kind of the weight of the world and everything that's been happening, especially having just come through Taurus season, which was an Earth sign, and really feeling, what I love about you, Earth signs, is you really feel the earth, you really feel that foundation. So you might be feeling like this is kind of rocky right now coming into the first week of June, Earth signs. You might feel a little, in Gemini season, a little bit destabilized, a little uncertain. You know, there's so much uncertainty going on in the world right now that I feel like for you, Earth signs, you're really feeling that. But by the end of that week, I feel like you're going to have more direction. Things are not going to look maybe or feel as heavy as they were feeling at the beginning, or how you enter this month, Earth signs. And also you could really be feeling the weight of current events. You could be feeling the weight of these retrogrades. There's just kind of a general heaviness as we switch from May into June. So, but I feel like by the end of that week, that first week for you, Earth signs, you're going to have more direction and focus, and how to overcome challenges and to be more objective with that. The Ace of Swords is one of my favorite swords cards. The swords can be a little heavy because they're all about the challenges in life, but that Ace of Swords is really having like kind of being re-energized around something, so that you can use that energy to really problem solve, or to chop down obstacles. Maybe this is going to also be a really good time for you, Earth signs, to cut some cords and to really let go of old patterns, programs, relationships, and you're really using that retrograde energy to review and reflect on that as well. But by the end of that first week, I feel like for you, Earth signs, you're going to know how to kind of navigate things a bit better than maybe the beginning of that week. So, and we have and also keep in mind that was when the full moon full moon in Sagittarius that week. So that Sagittarius energy might be really good for you during that full moon, earth signs to really overcome. Remember, Sagittarius is the archer, so I really feel that kind of focus coming in for you, earth signs. And then you have your first major arcana starting off the second week. So you have the Emperor here for you, earth signs. And really feeling like, I feel like there's going to be a big reflection on authority for you, earth signs, and how you view authority over yourself, how you view authority over others, and how you view politics in the world is going to be a really big theme for you at the beginning of that second week. Earth signs, so kind of really getting with and kind of understanding your own set of moral code and ethics, but also how that aligns with the world and what you want to align with. I'm hearing, earth signs, there's a lot of because there's a call for you to really be in vibration with the earth, with the earth signs, and how you can contribute to that, and how your vibration can contribute to that. And that comes down to like, what is that authority over yourself that you have? What does the authority over others look like in the grand scheme of things? How is that helping? How is that hurting? Just like authority in general is going to be a very big theme for you, especially as it's coming in as the Emperor, earth signs, for the second week of June 2020. And we have the Lovers at the end of this week. So you have two major arcana in the second week, earth signs. You have the Emperor and then you have the Lovers. So the Lovers is saying, I feel like you're going to start seeing things come together, and you're going to notice your own ability, like your general magnetism. I feel like this is also going to be a really great time of like sacral energy for you, earth signs. So like, if like being creative and really diving deeper in things that you've already started to like pull out this really exciting creativity, and like really playing with your ability to be a magnet and to attract things in. So like working with the spiritual law of attraction is going to be really great for you, earth signs, during this second week. At the end of the second week, I think you're going to see some really cool things come, like attract into your reality that maybe you have been asking for a while, or it might be something, it might be really quick, like you just thought of it and you put it out there and you asked for it and it came in. So that is going to be at the end of the second week of June for you, earth signs. So then as we move into the third week, we have the High Priestess. I love her. She's one of my favorite cards. You have your major arcanas all right in a row, earth signs. So you're moving through these really big themes all boom, 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 right in a row. So the High Priestess for the beginning of the third week. Now, remember, this is when we have that new moon in Cancer. We switch from Gemini into Cancer season. We have the solar eclipse, and this is also the summer solstice. So I feel like you're going to be really feeling in alignment. This is about feeling your intuition. I feel like moving into Cancer season for you, earth signs, is going to really open like your empathy, and because Cancer is the like the empathy sign of the zodiac. So for you Cancers too, as Mercury is going retrograde, keep in mind this is a Mercury retrograde in Cancer, so you're probably going to be finding yourselves more sensitive, but this is about you harnessing that sensitivity, about really owning that sensitivity and really empowering yourself with this sensitivity, earth signs, especially if you've been kind of him-hawing around it. This is your time to really get in it and to own it and to be empowered by your intuition and your spiritual authority. Again, looking at like authority, reflecting that back to your spiritual side. So that's pretty cool, earth signs. And after those major arcanas, all in that like a week and a half from the beginning of the second week into mid third week. By the end of this third week, you have the Four of Swords. So I feel like this is going to be a time of rest for you. Also, the 20th could also bring about a lot of celebration, and I'm also hearing for you, Earth sign, like ritual. So if there's rituals that you like to engage in, like this is going to be the time, especially during the summer solstice. But the end of that third week for you, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, you might really need to give yourself a little break. This has been a very active month for you so far. So even like remembering that, like, you need to like harness the energy of all of these retrogrades, especially at this time as we have that fifth planet moving into retrograde. So really maybe feeling that and feeling the time to like really do some more deep reflection work, especially after going through the Emperor, the Lovers, and the High Priestess. So to start off the fourth week, so now we are fully in Cancer season. We have the Two of Cups for you at the end or the beginning of the fourth week. So this is also a time when Venus is going to be moving direct Earth sign. So if you've been a little bit hesitant to start something new with someone over the past 40 days, that's because we've been in this Venus retrograde. So if you've been kind of flirting with the idea of coming together with someone or really like reinventing the relationship that you're currently in, the beginning of the fourth week after Venus moves direct on the 25th is going to be a time for you to really bring that together if you would like to. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. So this is going to be like for you single earth signs, just be open, keep an open mind. If you get asked out on a date, go. I mean, I know that maybe the world is a little different right now, but like compromise, maybe it's an online date or something like that, but just be open to the potential of new love starting the beginning of the fourth week. And for those of you earth signs that are in relationship, I feel like there's going to be a deepening there for you, or like a new perspective on the relationship that maybe has been needed for a while for you to really like spice things up a bit. Okay, earth signs. Then at the end of the month, we have the Eight of Cups. And this is all about giving yourself like, okay, so the end of the third week with the Four of Swords, I was talking about like taking a break. Like this is really more like rest, like that you need to rest. This, the end of the month, the Eight of Cups, this is all about going inward and reflecting. So doing more of that journey work within. So doing meditation, doing guided meditation, really going deeper with yourself on a spiritual level and asking yourself what it is that you would really, what your soul would really like to do and create. This is like a big time of alignment for you, earth signs. So getting deep with yourself and doing that inner journey work is going to be the theme after potential love. But it's also like, don't forget about yourself and the commitment to yourself that you have made and being dedicated to who you are and your journey and your path, earth signs, okay? So just because you might be starting a new relationship is not a reason to not focus on yourself. So that's going to be the theme after that. So just remembering like to also keep your focus on what you're doing and your path and how you move that forward, but it's like reflecting on that. You don't have to be actually doing the motion, and like it's reflecting and makes sense as we have all those planets in retrograde. So taking a look back, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, you start the month off with the Five of Pentacles. That was about really feeling the weight of the world, really feeling a lot of loss, and kind of feeling helpless and not quite sure how to process that or what to do with that. So then we have the Ace of Swords right after that, which is having more clarity with these challenges and maybe some more direction and knowing how to move forward with that. And we also have the Emperor in the beginning of the second week, which starts all your major arcana cards right in a row. So the Emperor is about reviewing and reflecting on authority, your inner authority, how authority plays out in our world today. This is going to be a very big theme for you. And then we're going to be moving into the Lovers at the end of that second week for you Earth signs, which is all about attraction, being able to call things in, feeling your magnetism. And we have the the High Priestess for you, the beginning of the third week. And this is about really owning and empowering your spiritual side. And like I was saying earlier, if you've been feeling like you've been skirting around it, this is the time to really get in it and to empower yourself with that. And we have the Four of Swords after that, which I feel like is really taking a break for you. Okay, Earth signs, really slowing down, resting, sleeping break. And then at the beginning of the fourth week, we have the Two of Cups for you, Earth signs, which is all about union, coming together, going deeper within your relationship if you are in a partnership already. But I feel like if you're single, Earth signs, that beginning of the fourth week, after we've moved from Gemini into Cancer season, I feel like there is going to be a vulnerability that's going to be available and open for you at this time with the Two of Cups. And then closing off the month, Earth signs, we have the Eight of Cups, which is all about taking that inner journey, going within, and really doing the exploratory work on yourself, which makes sense with all these planets in retrograde. So it's different from the end of the third week with the Swords, the Four of Swords, which is about taking a break in a restful way. This is about slowing down to go within. So using your tools like meditation, crystals, anything else that you breath work that you use to go within to really get on a level with your soul's work. And that's how you close the month off, Earth signs. And on that note, with the reflection, I would like to invite you all to take my Journey to the Akashic Records class. It's my first class in a series of 3. They're all online. My first one, like I was saying, is called Journey to the Akashic Records. It's in a secret group on Facebook, so you just have to have an active Facebook account to access the class. But once you're in, and you can do this work, this class, this meditation as many times as you would like. It's always there for you. And then the second class, Learning the Akashic Records, is where I teach you how to move from guided meditation into learning how to read the records with the pathway prayer. And that's going to take place on Saturday, the 27th of June from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's going to take place on Zoom. And then the third class, Mastering the Akashic Records, which basically, once I teach you the pathway prayer, in the second class, I show you how to use the pathway prayer to read the records for yourself and open the Akashic environment without doing guided meditation. And then the second half of that class, I show you how we open the records together, and I show you how to read the records for each other. And that third class, that's what it's all going to be, is opening the records together as a group and reading the records for each other. So it basically turns into everyone gets a mini reading because we're all reading the records for each other and together. So it's really amazing. This work is super transformational. I feel like doing it in a group setting after the first class. The first class is not in a group setting when it's online, but 2 and 3 are. Really helps give you the confidence when we're working in an energy such as the Akashic Records. So it gives you an opportunity to really speak what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and to get that confirmation pretty much immediately. So that third class is on the 30th of June. It's a Tuesday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would love to have you join me for any of my classes. You can purchase and register for all of them on the shop page of my website, which is tarotbymegan.com. And don't forget, if you would like to become my patron on Patreon, I'm going to be giving all of the proceeds to charitable organizations this month. So both my website and my Patreon page are linked in the comment below. So I want to thank all you Earth signs for joining me this month, and I'll see you next month. Bye!